I briefly touched on Azure policies in a previous video, but let's do a little bit of a deeper dive for the AZ-900 exam. Azure policies will enforce different rules across all resource configurations so that the configurations can stay compliant with corporate standards. It serves as a central Azure governance tool to enforce organizational rules, ensuring resources maintain compliance with internal standards, security, and cost constraints. And it's going to evaluate and act on resource properties during or after creation. It supports actions like blocking deployments or deny. It also does auditing noncompliance or even modifying resources, which makes it critical for large-scale cloud management and regulatory adherence. Let's take a look at Azure policies for the AZ-900 exam. In the Azure portal, all you need to do is to type in policy, and you'll see the Azure Policy Admin Center pop up. There are already multiple different policies that were created by default. So here you can see the default subscription, default for containers, data protection, things like that. If I click on View All the different policies that come by default. Let's go ahead and find out why it is we're non-compliant with this default subscription. If I scroll down, you can see all the different groups that are either compliant or not in compliance. I'm going to choose the first one here that says Detection and Analysis. And when I open that up, we can see the overview. And you can see the guidance. The important part here is the guidance because it's going to tell us what's wrong as well as what they recommend. There's even links on how to go ahead and resolve some of these issues. However, what I like to do is to click on Policies and Resource Compliance. So here are the policies that are applied to those groups. So for instance, I'll go ahead and click on Microsoft Defender for storage should be enabled. And I'll go ahead and scroll down. I do have a storage account, and it's saying that I did not enable Microsoft Defender for storage to protect it. So it's saying here that it should be enabled. So you really have to drill down into each of these different policies and the assignments and the groups to understand exactly what's going on. I'm going to go back to the initial page where all this was configured. And I'm going to go to where it says Getting Started. So all these policies that are there need to have policies assigned to various different types of resources, such as that storage account. If I click on View Definitions, I can choose one of the names, such as Audit Virtual Machines without Disaster Recovery. And then I'll click Assign Policy. And I'll go through the wizard just like creating any other type of resource. We'll go through and we can check the box for create a managed identity. And I'll just go ahead and choose the system assigned identity. And here you can say what the non-compliance message is going to say to that particular virtual machine owner when they either create a virtual machine or when they go ahead and use an existing one. I'll say to be sure to stay in compliance and click Next. And now I can choose to review and create by assigning this policy, and it will assign it to my virtual machines. Creating Azure policies is an important part of your AZ-900 studies. Knowing what they do and how to create them are important skills.